just give you a little bit of history. It was 200 years ago, on September 14th, when 1,000 American soldiers stationed at Fort McHenry in Baltimore Harbor repelled 5,000 British soldiers and 19 British ships to keep the British from invading Baltimore and possibly altering the course of history. During the course of over 25 hours of bombardment of the fort, the Americans withstood, and during this heavy bombardment said defiantly that we're going to erect a large flag, and they did so. It was a 30 by 42 foot garrison flag raised over the fort as a symbol of America's freedom. Now, a 35-year-old lawyer and poet named Francis Scott Key, who was being held prisoner on a nearby British ship outside the harbor, happened to see this from his perch on the ship, and he decided to write down the words of a poem, which then became the national anthem for America. So we're here today to sing this song of freedom together along with the rest of the nation, sponsored by the Smithsonian's institution's Museum of American History's celebration of the bicentennial of the Star-Spangled Banner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to please rise for the color guard by the Curtis High School NJROTC.
Order. Oath. Ready. Cut. All right. Pace. Ort. Arms. Exit. Arms.
All right, we are at the appointed hour across the nation. At this very hour, groups and cities across the nation, as part of the Smithsonian Institution's celebration of the Star-Spangled Banner's Bicentennial, are going to sing the national anthem, and we are going to do so as well. And with that, I'd like to introduce to you our song leader and drum intermediate choral director, Tim McFarland.
Good afternoon. Originally, Francis Scott Key wrote 4 verses to his poem, but by tradition, we only sing the first one. So we'll keep that tradition today. We are joined today as well by Mr. Stephen McCausland, our accompanist, and let's get to it.
thanks to our piano player, fantastic group, and you all sound great. Well, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our City Council member and current Army Reservist, full-time military, Councilmember Ken Keel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out today to be with us. Today we honor our flag and the soldiers, the men and women who fought bravely to protect freedom. We also honor those soldiers that died defending our freedom. When I think of today, I think of our community partner connector, the 16th CAB, who are currently deployed in Afghanistan. Today we honor them. And I'd like for you to join me in honoring them today by writing a letter, a little postcard over here at the table behind me before you leave today. You know, when men and women are in downrange, as we call it in the military, it's something to get a letter, some communication from home. And I would just like for you to join me in honoring them and writing a little note to them today. All right? Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of the day. Now, come back to Mr. Sugg.
Thank you, Councilmember Keel. All right, we're getting towards the close of our program, but we wanted to finish this up by introducing Bob Schwartz. He's the president of the University Place Veterans Plaza, and he's going to talk to you about the POW and MIA flag and what it represents. So here to talk about that is Bob Schwartz.
Flying directly under the flag of the United States today is the prisoner of war missing in action flag. The POW-MIA flag brings to mind in many the sacrifice and plight of those Americans who have sacrificed their own freedom to preserve liberty for all of us. Its presence serves to remind us that while we enjoy the privileges of freedom and events like today's nationwide celebration of our flag, somewhere there are service members who have not been accounted for and may, in fact, be held against their will by the enemies of freedom. The POW-MIA flag says to those veterans, "You are missing, but not forgotten." We honor the flag of the United States not just because today is Flag Day. We do so because of what the flag represents: freedom and the American way of life. I am proud not just of the role of American veterans who have played in defending our flag for years, but in the long history that our veterans have had in honoring it. In closing, I would like to quote from the National Flag Conference of 1923. Teddy Roosevelt Jr., a founder of the American Legion, described what Old Glory meant to him. "The flag," he said, "personifies the ideal of service. And when the flag fails to be honored and respected by our people, then the ideal will fail, then the country will fail." Ladies and gentlemen, it is up to us to keep that from happening. We will not fail our country, and we will not fail our flag. Thank you for being here. God bless all of you, and God bless the flag of the United States of America.
Well, that concludes today's activities, and I want to thank you all for showing up today for this great occasion. Again, this is the beginning of a celebration that extends all the way to September 14th of this year, which is the anniversary of those famous words written as part of our Star-Spangled Banner. So we will continue to celebrate it here in University Place, as well as across America, and especially at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., for those of you who have a chance to get back there and see that wonderful 30 by 42 foot Garrison flag that's in a glass case and display in the Smithsonian. But what that represents, and the great words that Bob you spoke about, and Councilmember Keel, this truly the spirit is alive here in University Place, and we're thrilled to be able to honor that here in our Market Square. Thank you, and have a great weekend.